Having sex with a new partner can be a very nerve-wracking experience. You don't know each other's bodies yet. You don't know what they like, how they respond to different things, what's okay for them and what's not. You don't know how your bodies will react to each other and whether things will flow or stumble awkwardly. That's a lot of uncertainty that can contribute to feelings of stress, worry, and even performance anxiety. Which is why today I'm going to share with you some of my most potent tips for an epic sexual experience with a new lover. My name is Helena Nista and I make videos that help you have the best sex of your life. And in this video, we're discussing the best tools and practices for great sex with a new date. I feel like different people have many different opinions about when is the right time to have sex for the first time with a new partner. Should it be on the first date? On the third date? After months of dating each other? I don't personally hold any strong opinions here, other than you should both feel ready for it. If you're still uncertain and you need more time, that's perfectly fine. But provided that you're both ready to take your connection to that next level, here's what you should keep in mind to increase your chances of an awesome shared experience in the bedroom. First of all, have a look at your expectations. It's okay to want the experience to be amazing, but if you're expecting it to be perfect, don't. There are of course things that you can do beforehand to prepare. For example, make sure that your personal hygiene is on point, or prepare condoms, lube, and potentially some other sexy toys and accessories. Other than that, it's really best to just relax and enjoy the experience as it unfolds. That first time together as lovers or as partners is going to be very special in your relationship. And creating expectations that are simply too high will lead to stress and tension. Secondly, you should absolutely start with a chat. There are certain things that absolutely need to be discussed or at least mentioned or commented on before you get naked together. And I know this is not going to sound sexy, but you do need to share with each other your STI status. Meaning, are you clear of STIs, or is there any concern there? Or if you're not sure, when was your last sexual health check, and did you have any lovers or did you have unprotected sex since then? This is a very important conversation to have, because your partner or your future lover needs to be informed, and you need to be informed as well about what kind of potential risks are you both facing. And what comes with that is also a chat about protection. What kind of protection are you going to use, and whether it needs to be protection from both STIs and pregnancies, or whether the female partner is already protected from pregnancies because she's on a pill, or she has an IUD, or any other kind of form of contraception. It's also a really good idea here to discuss or to share any kind of vulnerabilities or anxieties or fears that you might be having about this experience. Being open and vulnerable with each other like that will really deepen the intimacy and can help both of you support each other emotionally, in a situation where either one of you might be actually struggling with worries or fears here. A good question to ask would be, for example, what do you need from me to feel safe and comfortable? Take your time with kissing. Kissing is so amazing. It's such a wonderful way to increase the connection and intimacy, that sense of bond and intimacy between the two of you. Take your time. Don't rush this step, and really try to squeeze all the juice out of the experience of kissing one another, exchanging all of those kisses, the soft, the tender, the little gentle ones, all the way to the most passionate, wet, intense, deep, hot kind of kisses. Kissing is also a wonderful way to turn each other on and to build up the anticipation of all of the pleasure to come. And if you want to make sure that your kissing skills are truly amazing, make sure to watch this video next. This next step is optional. You don't have to do it, but it is or can be extremely helpful, particularly if you're not quite sure how to take things to that next level and how to really make things physical between the two of you. So offering your partner a massage, whether it's a full body massage or simply a shoulder rub, that gives both of you a chance to relax, to soothe your nerves, to calm down your bodies. That experience of simply touching each other for the purpose of pleasure and relaxation, that really can create, and work wonders in terms of your bodies just attuning with each other and just feeling much more in that sensual flow. Plus, the more relaxed both of you are, the better are your chances of having a really good and satisfying experience together. Foreplay is really your secret weapon here, so use it wisely. Spend a lot of time here, doing a lot of kissing, caressing, and touching. This is an amazing time to learn about their bodies and their preferences and their likes and desires and dislikes, etc. So allow yourself to just relax and to touch, kiss, and caress their body all over. And of course, allowing them to do the same to you. I wouldn't necessarily recommend here trying to be fancy or amazing in some kind of masterful ways, or surprising them with some kind of new fancy technique you just learned about online. Like, this is not the best time for it. Give yourself time to learn their body. Be very slow and attentive here. Follow the pleasure, follow their pleasure. Go to those places that feel good, that feel amazing, but also explore all sorts of other delightful spots on their body. You never know when you're gonna find a real gem in terms of delighting their body. Whether your partner is communicating here with you verbally at this point or not, you can really set up this good example of communication and sexual communication by actually asking for things, by saying things like, "Oh, that feels really wonderful," or "Could you please touch me there?" or "Could you please kiss me in that way?" or "Could you please be more gentle or a bit harder?" This will really show them that it's okay to talk to you about sex and about their sexual preferences and desires. This will really contribute to the sense of safety in your sexual relationship, as long as you're respectful, towards them, of course, and as long as you're not being demanding, but simply communicating respectfully. Another thing that amazing lovers do is to give feedback. So we've talked about asking for things and initiating sexual conversation and communication in that way, but it's also important to give them feedback and to sort of reinforce the good thing that they are doing to you. And of course, you can give that feedback with words, saying things like, "This is so hot, this is so wonderful, this is so arousing, I'm loving it, you're so good with this," etc. But you can also do it non-verbally by moaning or by sort of, breathing deeply and undulating your body in that kind of delightful way to communicate your pleasure and excitement to them. If there are things you don't want them to do, tell them. If things are getting a little too far for your comfort when it comes to that first time, or if you're worried that they're gonna take things too far in that particular experience, tell them. If they actually do something that you're not comfortable with or not okay with, tell them. And this might have to do with the way that they are touching you and stimulating you or kissing you or, interacting with your body, but it might have also to do with other things, like for example using protection. So maybe removing condom too soon or not putting it on quickly or in time, and other things like that. Setting healthy boundaries for your sexual connection together, for your sexual experience together, is extremely important. And yes, it can be done with kindness, care, and with love, but it also needs to be done with assertiveness. Please do not stress about orgasm, yours or theirs. So many people tend to judge the quality of their sexual experience by the orgasm. Did it happen? Was it good? Was it intense? Was it satisfying? And then, then the sex was good. But that's not how it necessarily works. Your shared sexual experience together can be extremely wonderful, close, connected, intimate, satisfying, etc., even when orgasm doesn't happen. People orgasm in many different ways and they require certain things to reach that orgasm. And while you're having sex together for the first time, you don't know that much about each other's sexual preferences or orgasmic desires yet. So putting that pressure on yourself that an orgasm needs to happen, otherwise the experience is ruined, that's just too much to deal with. When people are asked in different studies about why they actually want to have sex, very rarely they say orgasm. Mostly they say connection, shared pleasure, and intimate, blissful experience together, and things, to that effect. So if an orgasm happens, amazing, enjoy. But if it doesn't, remember to focus on shared pleasure, connection, and intimacy that you share. A lot of people need something after sex. They need aftercare. And that aftercare usually looks like cuddling and holding each other, or lying together, maybe looking at each other, or just relaxing in each other's embrace, or chatting, exchanging your experiences, or just talking about whatever comes up for you. I would encourage you to actually share about your experience with each other during that first sexual experience together. What worked, what was good, what didn't necessarily work, what would you like more of, less of, etc. Of course, you don't have to do that. You might feel like this is just not the right time for it, you just want to cuddle together, and that's perfectly fine. But it can really strengthen that kind of sexual bond that you are starting to form at that point. And finally, have fun together. This is why you're there together. This is why you're doing this. You want to share a wonderful, fun experience together. No, this does not have to be the best sex of your life. That doesn't have to be the most ecstatic or orgasmic experience ever. It doesn't need to go exactly as you planned or imagined that it would go. All that matters is that it is a lovely, relaxed, fun, shared experience in the bedroom. So relax and trust your bodies in having and co-creating this lovely experience together. The most amazing, orgasmic and wonderful, that will come later, once you know your bodies well, and once you know what really works for your partner and they know your body, and then you can really co-create the most epic sexual experiences together. But you're not there yet. Right now you're still in the discovery mode, you're still exploring, and you can have fun with it. And if you'd like to learn the formula to give your partner the most magical French kiss, then make sure to watch this video next.